Speaking Strategies for Business Communication and Conversation, brought to you by the LRJP. We all face issues when speaking in business and social settings, whether it's in a meeting, a presentation, a social gathering, or in daily conversation. The good news is there are a number of ways we can solve these issues. First, we need to identify what these issues are. What are the main issues or challenges people face when speaking? Write down a few. If you are home or on your own, write them down and think about them for some time. If you're in a class or seminar, share them in pairs or small groups. If you're with a teacher, trainer, or coach, write them down and share them with your trainer. What are the main issues or challenges people face when speaking? So, to answer the question, here are a few. See how many match with what you wrote. Lack of vocabulary. Getting stuck, especially when you look for specific words. Lack of fluency. Hesitation and umming and ahhing. For example, I hesitate and especially don't know the specific word. Freezing and not knowing what to say. Lack of confidence. There are some solutions to these speaking challenges. Here are 6. Try and write or note each of them down as I go through them. 1. First and most importantly, when you forget a word, speak around it. When you forget a word, try not to focus too much on remembering the word or looking for an exact match to the word in your language. Why? Firstly, because you're most likely not to remember that specific word. In other words, you will probably not remember that particular word. Secondly, the more you try to remember that specific word, the more pressure you put on yourself to remember. So again, don't put pressure on yourself. The third reason is that if you do remember the word, there's a possibility that the word might not have the same meaning in English. It might be a false friend, or it might change the message you want the person or people to get. Next is that no one is waiting to hear that specific word. Either they want to speak with you or hear what you have to say. The last point is that people want to hear your message. They want to hear what you have to say. Hence, if you use other words to explain and give an example, the other person or people will understand you. 2. Explain, describe, and give examples. Furthermore, when you forget a word or get stuck, try to explain, describe, and give examples. Most importantly, explain what you want to say, or the word you are looking for, and/or describe the word, or the situation you would like to say. Finally, give an example or examples. It makes you sound more fluent and helps the other person understand you better. In fact, they might even confirm back to you what you wanted to say. 3. Paraphrase. Say what you want one way, then say the same thing but in a different way. In other words, try to say the same thing in 2 different ways. It keeps you talking and makes you sound more fluent. 4. Use discourse markers, linkers, and adverbs. Firstly, you will notice I have used a number of adverbs and discourse markers. For example, the word firstly, and the words for example. Additionally, you can use linkers, like in addition, however, in addition to, therefore, hence, to mention a few. Furthermore, if you use discourse markers, linkers and adverbs, you will sound better. Put differently, you will sound more like you have a lot of vocabulary. 5. Pause, slow down and think. First and foremost, there is nothing wrong with pausing. In fact, pausing for a few seconds is better than umming and erring. We all and err. Just try to limit it, reduce or decrease it. If you pause or slow down, it allows you to think or express yourself without more pressure. It also allows the person or people you are speaking to the chance to understand you better. It can also get their attention. So, pause, slow down, think. 6. Use synonyms. Last but not least, try to use synonyms or phrases. To say that in a different way, try to use another or other words that mean the same. For example, if you forget the word delicious, use really tasty, yummy, tastes amazing. Or if you forget the word souvenir, say things or items that you bring back from holiday or when you travel, like I bring back fridge magnets. So, to sum up, in conclusion, or in summary, what 6 points can you remember? To recap, the 6 points are: 1. When you forget a word, speak around it. 2. Explain, describe, and give examples. 3. Paraphrase. 4. Use discourse markers, linkers, and adverbs. 5. Pause, slow down, and think. 6. Use synonyms.